Hey guys, what's going on? Dace here, and today, we're finishing up Gunvolt Chronicles Luminous Avengers IX for Nintendo Switch. Can the title get any longer? Holy smokes. So anyway, we are racing towards an epic conclusion, but first, we have this really sweet boss that I just love. Just like, how cool is that design? Tank treads and like these big ass wheels on the front with like arms essentially, and then just this big head with like claws and just you name it. And the color of the razor blade disc thing that he's shooting out is just sweet. Unless it's supposed to be like an energy ball or something, who knows, but so not a difficult boss, but very, very cool design. So anyway, how is everyone today? Oh man, I'm stoked. As much as I have loved every moment of the Gunvolt games that I've done and recording them and all that kind of stuff and doing these commentaries to just kick back with you, yeah, I'm kind of stoked to be finished them as well. Like, I think that's just usually the case when it comes to games. Like, it's just always nice to wrap things up and then just get on to other projects. So that's kind of what I'm feeling now. I'm not sure what is going to be next. I do have some RPG stuff already in the works that I'll definitely continue with. But I think going forward, I'll probably just pick a few shorter adventures to kind of jump into and just go from there. I've got some ideas. I'm not going to spoil anything, but we'll see what transpires as time moves right along. So anyway, oh yeah, so we're definitely into the parts of the end game where we're just going to be going up against bosses second time around, the ones that we've already conquered, but we face them yet again. So that's kind of like what we're doing in this episode, just kind of blasting our way through things. We're not, like, if you've been paying attention to the other vids, we're not in it for the story or the chit chat from the characters. We're literally just racing through the levels and just showcasing each zone and the fights, the boss fights and all that kind of stuff, and yeah, talking a little bit about mechanics and differences between the games and all that kind of stuff. Not that this episode is going to have much of that, because yeah, like we've already done enough of that in the previous ones, so yeah. That's kind of this project in a nutshell. And once again, like, spikes do next to nothing to you, so you don't even need to care about them. Like, you could set personal goals if you wanted to in this game and just not do certain things, but I love the headgear of those enemies that we just killed. They just look like these badass futuristic android inquisitors or something like that. Such a cool design. And then we got these little twerps that are just roaming around doing God knows what. It's nothing constructive, I'll tell you that. Then we got the neon cannons. I love the dark blue colors that we got going on in the background. It's so good. Man, we just got all these like beeps going off everywhere. And understandably so, because like if you're building a facility like this and you're oh man, that was close. And you're stocking things with like all these awesome machines, then you might as well be getting some awesome sounds from them too. And like, look at the lighting here, the panels, like, oh, it's so cool. And I love that enemy that I just killed. So cool. Oh, look who it is. Yet again. Man, she's got some nasty business going on this time around. She's just desperate to destroy. But guess what, lady? You are in for it because I've got business of my own. Copen is a busy boy, so we gotta keep things moving. But I do love that, like, lightning whip attack. Man, just the brilliant colors, like, every step of the way in this game. It's so good. Oh, and that attack is so sweet, too. And I did not need to dive right into that. That was really close. The reason I kept that sloppy one is because of how close that was. I really want to include that. Oh man, that was so wild. Just like a sliver of health left and I just dashed right in to get that tag and then boom. Not that many of the fights go like that, but yeah, sometimes. And again, because like I had only ever fought her once before when I just did my first playthrough of the game. So some of the bosses, like I haven't even like practiced or learned much about like what they do. It's just kind of like, yeah, okay, cool. Let's just dive in headlong and get it finished. So yeah, like I said in the first episode, this guy is a really, really easy boss. He feels like one of the easiest in terms of just, like, he doesn't do any aggressive movements. His attacks certainly are not aggressive. Like, there's really nothing happening that's a threat. But the thing is, like, it just kind of takes longer than I feel it needs to. And I think part of that is literally just all the teleporting that he does when you can't target him, or you're just waiting for him to reappear and all that kind of stuff. So I think he could potentially have been balanced a little better, but still sweet. And a nice dodge. Your days are over, my friend. Face the Twin Shredder! He's almost toast. So yeah, this transition right there, just the way in which he vanishes, like when they just get destroyed, I think is so cool. Anyway, no time to chit-chat there. We're moving right along to this busybody. Man. Whoever it was that was deciding the color combos and things for certain weapons and attacks and all that kind of stuff, just an epic job. Like, even the color of those chunks, the purple glow that they have, mixed with the gray and black and all that, just epic. Those blocks actually remind me so much of the ones that fall down from shafts in Drill Man's stage in Mega Man 4. Of course, these are way more detailed than those ones are, but like, look at the brilliant purple color. Like, what? Just like every step of the way, like explosions, bursts of light from weapons, and everything is just so perfect. It's just so visually stunning, man. Yep, moan like a bitch as you die. Oh, and then we got this guy again. I'd love to see some concept art of these bosses. And I think what would have been cool too is if they were not so human, like with their facial appearance anyway. Like, picture this dude with like a helmet that also like masks his face or something, or maybe like 6 red eyes glowing with like this sweet piece that extends out from the back of the helmet, like just giving it this feel that like it's just this big ass like beetle soldier or something like that. I think that would have been cool. I'm gonna have some water. Like, just look at the colors there. Oh, it's so nice. All these like warm bursts. Let's see what we can do with twin shreds. Oh, you didn't see that coming, did you? So for this boss, first off, we got epic red and black background, which is just awesome. And then we got like the fairy bitch doing whatever she's doing. The first time I fought this boss, like in my first playthrough, it ended like so quickly. Like, I just breezed through it, and I was like, wow, that was incredibly simple without like any challenge whatsoever. The only thing I noticed different during this one that we're watching is that, if I'm not mistaken, this creature or whatever healed itself a little bit. Or maybe I'm imagining things, but for whatever reason, yeah, it does heal, because like it was about to die, but yeah, now it's healing. So I didn't see that the first time, but this time, for whatever reason, it healed up. So, but again, it's not like this is even a challenging boss. It's just like you go in, you do it, and you're done. And it's like, oh, okay, cool. So I think that's another thing, like, going forward, they could definitely make The boss is way, way more challenging. Great loading screen artwork as per usual. Even though I'm not crazy about this boss in particular, it is still a really neat concept. Just the fact that she has like this hover platform and she's got, yeah, like just like these little figures that kind of trail behind her and do different sequences or whatever the case is. It's, yeah, it's unlike anything I ever experienced in Mega Man. I don't think Mega Man has anything like this. For boss anyway. If they do, then I'm not recalling it at the moment, so hear that cheer. It's also nice having 6 bullets total to work with. Man, look at the colors, so good. Because you only start the game with 3, which isn't too much. But at the same time, I also just... In these games, I didn't go out of my way to even get extra bullets for the first longest time. Like in this one, it was different because I was through the game so quickly and you get oodles of credits to put towards whatever. But I remember in Azure Striker Gunvolts 1 and 2, I'm not sure I even got bullets at all, extra bullets. I kind of think I just stayed with the base amount. Oh, I love that cyclone of energy or whatever. Time to reload. Oh, that sound effect there, so cool. Goodbye, my friend. Super dope. Oh, and the background, even in that room, looks so cool with that like massive cylinder horizontally with the blue. Yeah, we see the same thing here again too. Just like the way they made it look is just so good. Man, everybody wants a piece of Copen. What is with that? We're getting him down. He's one of those bosses where sometimes you're just, yeah, waiting for him to show up again. Oh, screw that, man. I think this is where we finish him off. Well, apparently not yet. Because he's just doing this vanishing act nonsense again. But to be honest, I'd fight this guy over the guy with the horns and like sheep's wool or whatever that has like the red threads and the giant blade that drops from the ceiling. Because this guy is just way more all over the place and active, and it's just an exciting fight compared to the other one. But anyway, moving right along, we are into the absolute final phase, essentially. We just go fight whoever we're gonna fight. And man, the background there, like, oh, just so good. And guess who it is? Asimov. Whoa. From Azure Striker Gunvolt 1. Like, how badass is that? Somehow he's back. And Copen is fighting him. Yeah, he's got some nasty attacks in this phase. That is for sure. But if you're using the one weapon that I'm using right now, it deals pretty decent damage. He's weak against it, so yeah, it works. Oh, as if I took that one. But I make up for it by avoiding it in that window, which I normally wouldn't get because I haven't practiced this fight enough to just memorize. Like, it's always the same chain pattern, but when you only have diagonal dashes and then like a bit of hovering. But yeah, that first chain fumble that I got, I normally always get that one fine, but for whatever reason I was just too low with my hover that time around, so. But anyway, here we go. Final. Or is it? One-third down. It's a neat idea too, because like, how often does a boss just like appear in a tank and like teleport between 3 tanks, and you're just taking out this orb on the tank itself? And the fact that he's just either pure energy or just a signal of some sort. So this is a wild attack, Voltaic Chain Meteor. So if Voltaic Chain wasn't enough, now we're like into the Meteor mode of this Voltaic Chain. And just look at... It's just crazy. Look at, man, this thing just racing around. I didn't need to fumble that. I know how this works, but for whatever reason... And it's like, okay, it's time to use my skill. Because I did also buy an item that every time I use the skill, I get full health. So I was like, yeah, I'm just way too low not to just use this right now and finish him off. And then he's got like Lux Calibur style attacks, 3 blades. So yeah, that's sweet. I love when playing as Gunvolt and using the Lux Calibur to finish off a boss or whatever. It's just so devastating. So anyway, we're skipping that. I'll just do a quick rundown of what happens because we're not actually going to watch it. So we beat him, but then I'll just wait for like just a snippet just so you guys have like a bit of an idea first. But so yeah, Copen doesn't wake up, and then he destroys the little robot dude too, and then she's like running and this and that, and she makes her way, she's hearing some call or something, so she makes her way down here, but then all sorts of like Asimov clones show up, and she's like, oh, I'm not gonna stop, blah blah blah, but then the lightning sword lady shows up, kills Asimov as far as I know, and then the brown-haired girl who was running deals like the final blow or something. So anyway, that's just a bunch of whatever that we don't need to see. But anyway, that brings things to a close, you guys. We went through all of Gunvolt Chronicles, and yeah, it's cool to have this one under my belt as well, just like a bunch of the other ones, or all the other ones that I've played now and shared with you guys. So let me know what you guys think down below. You have an awesome day, and we will definitely see you next time. Oh, but of course I've got to showcase the suits. Like I said in the other episode, I love that one, but there is another one to choose from. So yeah, anyway, see you guys.